I'm going to do now, let's share my screen and share the different levels of content and examples of them. Here we go. Ready? Let me know when you see my screen, please. Okay, can you guys see my screen? It says level 1 content and level 10 content. Okay, I'm going to rifle off the differences. Now remember, level 10 is super advanced. I'm going to ask you to step out of your comfort zone, but right now I just want to go through the differences. And there are many levels in between, but we got to go through the level 10 because it's extremely advanced. And here we go. Level 1 content, the star is you. So you are who we feature in the content. You're going to see this through my content. In other words, the hidden call to action is you. We are selling you in that level 1 content. Level 10, when I say level 1 to level 10, remember that's levels of advancement or expert level. It's expert level. There's a lot of subconscious stuff going on in level 10 where the star is actually your product or service, but it's not a blunt or a blatant pitch. So the star of this type of content is what it is you're selling. So I'm going to put star is your product or service. I'm going to put secretly because you're pitching in a subconscious way. Okay, so let's go back to level 1 content. Level 1 content is not edited, or would I say unedited? Yeah, unedited. I have trouble with that word. Unedited. Unedited. Non-edited. So it's kind of like on-the-fly content, as you will see. Level 10 content is edited for perfection. When I say perfection, it's because it's more ninja. There we go. It's more ninja. On the surface, they may look almost the same, but there's much more specific there's many more specific details in level 10, so it's edited, I'll say, for perfection. I know nothing is perfect. However, it's almost perfect once we're done with it. Okay, so now let's go to level 1, the result, the tip, the trick, the piece of value you're giving is usually for future results, such as conquering your fears. So something like conquering your fears, if you give steps or you give advice or you give something that's going to help someone, it generally doesn't help them while they're watching the video. It may change their mindset, but the actual results will come in the future. Or they'll say, you know what? I was listening to what Bob or Kathy was saying, and I'm going to use this right now to conquer my fears. So that's what I mean by future results. Now, what's the difference from level 10, expert level content? These are instant results. And when I say instant results, I mean while they are watching the video is instant. I don't mean after they get off and do the thing. This is why this is ninja content. Instant. I'm going to put this in caps. Instant results. This is very hard to do. I'm going to do it tonight, but I've never really been able to nail this too often. And when I have nailed it, where people watch the video and they're like, oh my God, that just worked for me, like immediately. You got me type thing. It worked. When you can do that, whew, that is powerful. So I will put instant results through the video itself. Okay. So next is, are you guys aware of what story stitching is? Story stitching, it's a term I came up with maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. It's when you integrate a piece of yourself into the video. So if the video is about conquering your fears, well, then you would share a story about you where I remember one time at band camp, that was a joke. I remember one time when I was scared to do something and then I followed these 5 steps and then I was able to conquer it. It was the craziest thing. I can't believe I did it and it worked. So that was kind of a weird voice. I have no idea who I was doing an impression of there, but you guys get the idea? This is where you would story stitch. Usually it works very well for level 1 content because you are on the fly. Sometimes you just push the record button, as you will see with myself. You'll be like, oh, I have an idea. This reminds me of a time where I faced my fears and I conquered them. So I'm going to just film like a tip for my content. I'll do level 1 content right now. So you do want to story stitch. It's extremely important. In level 10 content, it's always good to story stitch. But in level 10 content, if it takes away from the goal of making the product or service the star, story stitching is not a priority. So story stitching not required. Let me explain in a sec here. Story stitching not required, but it's always good. That goes without saying. Now, why is it not required? Why is it required here? Because remember, the star here is you. You are selling you. So when you story stitch, when you say a story about yourself, it brings them back to you. They start to buy into you. Here, since it's a product or service, you're not going to blatantly pitch. Like I said, you'll understand in a sec. Story stitching is not required. I understand they know, like, and trust people that they'll buy from, which is you. So it's okay, but not required. I hope that's clear. The priority shifted, right? The star is different. And remember, there's a lot of levels in between. These are not set in stone. There is a plethora of different levels and types in between. I love that word, plethora. So here we go. What else? Let me see. What type of content in level 1? Well, the type of content is going to be something that is success driven. That's what we're going to work with in these 12 weeks. So let's say you're a real estate agent. We're not going to do niche specific content throughout this boot camp. We're going to do success driven content. So success could be a better life, better health, a better mindset. These things apply to everybody. This is how we get some type of virality and we reach new audiences through common problems that people may be having. I like to say to have a better life, quite frankly, to have a better life. But really it's anything that's helped you with success in any way. I hope that makes sense. So that content should be success driven for the purpose of this bootcamp. Now, in this case, you're trying to stay away from the niche, okay? You're trying to stay away from the niche because you will be hitting the niche here. Let me explain. Success driven, I call it better life content, and it's important that it is something that you have gone through. Why is that important? Because it's important because you're going to need to story stitch. Okay, there we go. Level 10 content. Okay, this is where it gets really ninja. This content you will be subconsciously pitching your product. You won't be pitching it in this video. You're just collecting people here. But you want to plant a seed. So how would I say that? I would say that planting a seed. You're planting a seed in their minds. You're planting a seed for a future sale. Now this is really tricky. An example would be if you're selling a weight loss product. You don't want to say, buy my weight loss shake. You want to say, here is how to lose 50 pounds in 2 months. That's something I've done. I could do that if I was selling a weight loss product. You're going to see in my example, I sell something, it's a happy drink. It's a hormone drink. You're going to see in my example of content that I'm actually not talking one bit about the happy drink. I'm doing a content video on how to get the happy hormones in your body non-synthetically. So in other words, here's what I actually do. I follow all these rules, as you will see. I give them instant results. I'm going to make all of you happy in a second when I share my content with you, but I follow all these rules. So my level 1 content, I talk about myself. I give future results about breaking your fears. I share a story of mine in there, and it's about getting a better life by facing your fears. You'll understand once I share with you the little video I made. I did it on the fly as well. Level 10. The star is the product or service, but secretly I don't mention it, as you will see. I will be selling a happy drink, and so will my team, and you will be using this strategy too because it's crazy. So what we do here is I subconsciously do that by saying, how would you like to be happy right now? Let me do it to you. It's edited, so I take cuts. It's got to be perfect. This is a very, very technical process. It's a very detailed. It's detail driven. It's got to be accurate. I give them instant results, as you will see. I make them happy on the video. They're like, oh my God, that actually worked. I don't even story stitch. Well, you can. It's actually more powerful. We'll get into that in a sec. And I'm planting, not plating, planting a seed for the future sale. So the next video, what I'm going to do is, hey, it's me again. Remember, I'm the guy who made you happy? I don't say that, but they're going to know. Oh, yeah, let's see again. That's the guy who helped me release those, those endorphins, whatever I do in the video. Remember, no call to action here, none. And then in the second one, I go, well, sometimes I can't get myself to be happy, so I synthetically do it. So I'm setting them up for the sale. So I hope that's pretty clear in the two. They're not two types of content. Those are the two extremes of content. Got it? Cool? Okay. So what I'm going to do right now is, before I come back out, did you guys take this down? Let me see if I'm missing anything. I don't believe I'm missing anything, guys. I think that's perfect. That's perfect. I got it all here, so I don't need all these rows. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I shouldn't be doing this on this. We want to have the most efficient time on these trainings. So there we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you level 1 content. Then I'm going to come back out to you, and I'm going to plug in level 1 content right now. Then I'm going to come right back out. Okay, here we go. Hey guys, being fearful can be physically dangerous. It can cause you bodily harm. How's that for a headline? I want to show you guys something. Caution. Dog owners. This is in my condo. This is the sign that's up. Roscoe was just attacked by 2 dogs from 400 Britannia Road. One broke its leg and the other was free. Very scary. No injuries, thankfully. Okay. Roscoe got attacked before. He got attacked 3 times before.